give you all the glory.
We give you all.
Sing, you are Alpha and Omega.
You are Alpha and Omega. We worship you, our Lord. You are worthy to be praised.
We give you all, we give you all, we give you all.
Procession on His life. The University of Calabar.
The broad expanse of Nigeria's sky sends
the Vice Chancellor, it is my delight to welcome you to the first inaugural lecture in the year 2020. And this is a unique one, unique in the sense that it is the beginning of inaugural lecture to clock a century of inaugural lectures. And it is not a coincidence to commence this lecture with our authentic, original, eligible Malabar's 001. Before I proceed, please permit me to recognize and distinguish personalities here present. May I, with delight, recognize here present the Vice Chancellor, who is normally called this project, and the chairman of this lecture series. He is Professor Zana Akpago. Can we give it up for him? Please put your hands together for him. Thank you so much. Also to be recognized is the Deputy Vice Chancellor, Perere, Professor Nde Aya. Put your hands together for him. And also present, we have the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Administration, Professor Maurice Asupo. Put your hands together for him. And also to be recognized here present is the inaugural lecturer, 001, Professor Eno Macaulay Ukpong. Please put your hands together for her. She will be properly introduced in the link of time. Also here present is the registrar, Mr. Gabriel Ebe. Put your hands together for him. And also here present, we have the University Librarian, Dr. Mrs. Nkoyo Eden. Please put your hands together for her. Seated very close to her, you have the Provost College of Medical Sciences, Professor Victor Ansa. Put your hands together for her. And coming to my extreme left, you have the inaugural lecturer's friend, former Vice Chancellor of the University of Technology, and she's not the person than Professor Mrs. Akwimondi Joshua. Please put your hands together for her. May I most respectfully invite to the high table Professor Mrs. Ekabe. Put your hands together for her. Professor James Igoke. Please put your hands together for him. Former Vice Chancellor, Professor Basi Okon Asupo. Please, you're all respected and invited to the high table. Can we put our hands together for them? Please come up to the high table. Professor Academy is here. Please put your hands together for me. You're members of the high table. Please bring ushers, bring him up to the high table. You're welcome. Put your hands. May I also with delight recognize all the deans here present. Today is the Faculty of Education Day. This is their day. And so please permit me to recognize here present the Dean of Faculty of Education, Professor Simon Akama. Also bring him up to the high table. Put your hands together for him. Also invite to the high table the Director of Alumni Affairs, Professor Ernest Asipo. Put your hands together for him. May I also invite to the high table Professor Emmanuel Ikane. Please put your hands together for him. Ushers bring him up. Professor Emmanuel Ikane. Please recognize and invite to the high table Chaplain of Redemption, Unical Reverend Musa Inyo. Can we put our hands together for him? Ushers bring him up. May I use this forum to recognize all the directors of institutes and directorates, heads of departments, distinguished professors and members of the Senate, academic doctors here present, members of our alumni, the political class, great Malabites and Malabresses. Great Malabites and Malabresses. Gentlemen of the press, distinguished invited guests, ladies and gentlemen. May I use this opportunity to recognize the husband to the inaugural lecturer, and he is Barrister Macaulay Ukpong. Can we put our hands together for him? Also here present, may I recognize here present Mrs. Iyara Tosun Oluyoko. Put your hands together for her. Engineer Eno welcome. Engineer Macaulay Ukpong. And she says she has a son-in-law that is like a son to her, as a son to her. It's a Tosun Oluyoko. Can we put our hands together for him? May I most respectfully, she is a wife to the Deputy Governor of Cross River State, Her Excellency Omotode Ivara Isu. Can we put our hands together for her? Welcome, madam. May I also recognize her grandchildren, Ayamide Tosun Oluyoko, Damilola Tosun, Eno Macaulay Tosun Oluyoko. Can we put our hands together for them? Her siblings are also here present, they are not left out. And she said they call them G8. We have here present Mr. and Mrs. Namso Akam. Can we put our hands together for them? Mrs. Comfort Simon Okure, put your hands together for her. Mrs. Esther Omo, please put your hands together for them. Barrister Godwin Akam, put your hands together for him. Mrs. Mfon Nwandiko, put your hands together for her. Mr. Emilio Akam, please keep clapping your stop. Mrs. Amen, put your hands together for them. May I also recognize other dignitaries here present. Reverend and Pharmacist Felix Ajoku, I don't know if he's here. Professor Ebeneko, put your hands together for them. Professor Daisy Wachuku, put your hands together for her. Mr. and Mrs. Steve Aka, and Elder and Mrs. Afan Etam. Can we put our hands together for them? I think I should remind you of the topic of today's inaugural lecture. It says, robots from our schools, a call for affective education. I repeat, robots from our schools, a call for affective education. Please ponder on that beautiful topic. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's now time to invite the chairman, the chief host, who is the Vice Chancellor, Professor Sana Akpadu, for his remark. Can we put our hands together for him?
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, wife, Deputy Governor of Cross River State, Deputy Vice Chancellors, Academic and Administration, Registrar, Librarian, the inaugural lecturer who is here, dear husband, my dear colleagues, let me especially welcome Professor Kanu Manuel from you once again. These you people, they will not allow us rolling down there. Anyway, it's good. Each time you go, you bring back something. What you carry from this time? We'll talk later. Okay. I'd like to very warmly also recognize the presence of past Vice Chancellors who are here, Professor Nasupo, so Henry Renessian, Professor Cabret, and my boss, Professor Koke, audience, my dear colleagues, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Malabais and Malabreses. Yes. Today is a very special day for us. Our 001 is the celebrant, the first registered student of this university. And we cannot overlook the significance of the fact that the first registered student of this university is a woman. Well, I think probably that explains why all the people in academic now, 95% are women. Where have the men gone to? You are where? I can see my team lost in between the women there in front. Pay tribute to our 001. It's very dear to us. All of us, Malabites and Malabreses, saw her as a symbolic personality. She is the symbol of our studenthood, our studentship. She is the symbol of our Malabitic spirit. So, for us, it's a celebration of Unica. We welcome all of you who have found time to come for this academic and intellectual feast. And we hope that we'll be fed sumptuously, intellectually, even though we are still in the mood of celebration. I'm just looking at this topic. I've actually looked at it and I thought to myself, robots from our schools. A call for effective education. Affective. Okay, affective. As opposed to motor, psychomotor, right? Excuse me. Okay, affective. I'm sure we are going to have a very rewarding intellectual experience. I don't want to dabble into what I've not seen. Personally, I'll be looking forward to acquiring new knowledge, and I know that the rest of us will. I want to say that I was just looking at the pictures on the screen, and I saw Prof. It's a very small girl. I said, this Prof was in the back, see the one that is there now. When she was waiting, I said, now wow. So this barrister Eno Macaulay just came. I'm sure you are one of those who used to describe as aristos. Thank you, I congratulate you for taking care of her for us. Professor Eno Ukpong is a very special person to us, like I've said. She represents womanhood. She represents what a wife, a mother, a sister should be. So when we celebrate her with pride. As a matter of fact, I'm married to a Malabres, so you will not regret. I'm speaking from personal experience. I'm also married to a Malabres. I want to wish all of us a very rewarding experience during this lecture. And on behalf of all of us, we welcome you very warmly to this inaugural lecture. Thank you and God bless.
Please, can we put our hands together for the Vice Chancellor? In the spirit of togetherness, because of this event, I want to introduce to us Professor Jose. Please put your hands together for him for recognition. I also want to together for him. Please come to the high table, Prof. The Dean of Graduate School. I want to especially welcome all members of Universal Chapel of Redemption. You are here, please put your hands together for yourself. Now we move to the next item. We want to introduce to us the guest lecturer, but the person that will do justice to this is Professor Akon Monday Joshua. Please put your hands together for her.
Thank you very much. Her Excellency, the wife of the Deputy Governor, Mrs. Sibarisu, welcome, and we are delighted to have you here. The Vice Chancellor and Chairman of this 91st Inaugural Lecture, Professor Zana Kwaku, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Ande Mayara, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Administration, Professor Maurice Ye Asokwo, the Registrar, Mr. Gabriel Oegwe, the Bossa, who knows she's at the other end, you are welcome, Mrs. Beatrice Igwe, the University Librarian, Dr. Mrs. Goyoede, Chairman, Committee of Deans, Professor Ayuk, sorry please, and past Vice Chancellors and Deputy Vice Chancellors, and the rest of us down this side. Ladies and gentlemen, all other protocols duly observed. It is an honor to present the citation of Professor Eno Macaulay Ukpong, my teacher from undergraduate days till my PhD, and she was my supervisor at my PhD. You can see teacher's reward. Thank you, man. God bless you. On 11th August 1954, the family of Mr. and Mrs. Akpan Udokan of Inaugural, now in the local government area of Akwa Ibom State, received a beautiful visitor, and you can see she is still beautiful after those many years. God caused a lovely female baby to arrive as the third child of the family. It is that August 11 neonate baby who is before us today as Professor Eno Macaulay Ukpong, ni Eno Akpan Udong Akam, Professor of Educational Psychology and the 91st Inaugural Lecturer of the University of Calabar. Professor Eno Macaulay Ukpong is indeed destined to be first in peculiar areas. In 1976, she had her registration number in the University of Calabar as 001. Please, one poster for her. You can see here. Thank you very much. Maybe on account of her surname, Akam, but she is a destined person to be first. Today, she is giving the first inaugural lecture on this first month of the year 2020. And we know that this is the beginning of a new decade. Ma, you are actually the first. So, she is a peculiar personality ordained by God. Our VC has already said that. All of us that have passed through her, we know this is a model of mother and lecturer in the university, and we thank God for giving her to us. Primary education, Professor Eno Macaulay Ukpong had her primary education in the Middle Basic. She sat for and obtained her first school leaving certificate in 1966. She attended the famous Union Secondary School, Ibiako, Itu, in Akwa Ibom State. Were you in Union Secondary School? Please let me see your hand. On her item, I can see you there. Thank you very much. I was there, and she was our senior prefect, dining hall prefect. Right from that time, she helped to discipline us. You see, girl, we are happy to have you today. She attended the foremost Union Secondary School, I've said that, from 1970 to 74, where she obtained her West African School certificate at grade 2 level of pass in 1974. That is how, for those of new school among us, that's how we were graded, and that was a very good result. Tertiary education. Our inaugural lecturer was one of the pioneer students of University of Calabar in 1976 and graduated with second class upper division in 1980 in biology education. She served the nation under the NYSC. Thereafter, she was given a foundation award by University of Calabar for her master's degree program in guidance and counseling at University of Ibadan in 1982. Professor Eno Macaulay Ukpong had her PhD program in educational psychology at University of Waikato, New Zealand, under the sponsorship of Commonwealth Scholarship Program from 1985 to 1989. University and community service to the nation and the nation. She had been the head of Department of Educational Foundations, Guidance and Counseling, UNICA, 2001 to 2003. Dean, Faculty of Education, University of Calabar, 2010 to 2012. Dean, Student Affairs Division, Federal University, Lafia, Nasarawa State. University Senate Representative in the Committee for the Selection of the University of Calabar Registrar in 2006 and 2009. This is part of what the VC was trying to hint us. She has always been here, very reliable. University Senate Representative in the Committee for the Selection of the University Bossa. She was there 2009. A reliable woman, a woman of integrity. Chairman, Faculty of Education Graduate Committee, University of Calabar. Chairman, Committee of Deans, UNICA. Member, University of Calabar Management Committee. External examiner for MED and PhD candidates in various universities in Nigeria. If you want to list all, we will not go today. She has been a visiting lecturer to 3 different Nigerian universities at different times. She has been a member of NUC accreditation panel for accreditation exercise in some Nigerian universities. She has been a member of Akwa Ibom State Government Committee on appraisal of the state tertiary institution. She has been a consultant for social development, UNDP, Cross River State, assistant coordinator, University of Calabar Distance Learning Program, chairman, Inaugural Educational Services, counselor for University of Calabar Distance Learning Committee, advisor for adult education and non-NUC program students. Many more services have been rendered by Professor Mrs. Eno Ukpong, and they are not documented here for want of time. Please excuse us. Academic publications, she has many. MED students, several, we can't count. BED, several, MED 34, PhD 21. I guess we have more than that. Professor Ukpong has written 3 books and has many academic articles in both national and international journals in the area of developmental psychology, educational psychology, child psychology, women's studies, amongst others. Our inaugural lecturer also attended several local, national, and international conferences. Membership of professional bodies, she's not alone. If you look at the screen there for want of time, so that our food will not sour, the lecture we are looking for. So she belongs to many professional bodies as shown there. Religious life, which I term the powerhouse of this beautiful mother and lecturer we have before us today. The inaugural lecturer is a born-again Christian by the grace of God, having given her life to the Lord Jesus Christ many years ago. She's a member of the Scripture Union Nigeria, Chapel of Redemption Unical. She's also a member of Nigeria Christian Graduate Fellowship, NCGF, and other Christian organizations, where she contributed to the character development of her students. I'm one of them. You can see me live and direct at all levels and all young persons around her. She is a God-fearing woman. Ma, thank you very much. Distinctions and honors. Over these years, we try to document. This paper will not contain, but in summary, the chairman and vice chancellor, sir, our lecturer has enjoyed some distinctions and awards over the years. We have to mention these outstanding ones: the Commonwealth Scholarship for PhD Studies in New Zealand, University of Calabar Foundation Award for MED Studies at University of Ibadan, Federal Government of Nigeria Award for Undergraduate Studies in Education Science, Woman of Excellence Award by Glamour Women Association, Woman of Distinction awarded by Mbogo Itoikono, and Honored Matron of Iban Nkwarawa Mbogo Ibibio Association. I hope I've called that correctly. Many of the former students of Professor Eno Macaulay Ukpong are holding various positions of authority. When it is time, she will identify all her students. But meanwhile, the person standing before you by the grace of God was an acting vice chancellor of PUTEC, that is Professor Mrs. Joshua, and I have told you already, this is my mentor. When I count those who have produced me to that level, she is part of it, so it's a big distinction. Professor Eno Macaulay Ukpong is happily married to Barrister Macaulay Ukpong, and the union is blessed with 3 beautiful children and grandchildren. Chairman and the Vice Chancellors, members of the high table, ladies and gentlemen, I hereby present to this esteemed audience an academic of high standard. She is live and direct. She has never collected money from us as students. I can say that boldly before my Vice Chancellor, before my Deputy Governor. She has what those who do right, let them be shown to the world. She is one of them. She never did something, and she has not done it till date. A committed, intelligent teacher, an educational psychologist. That's why I am towing her line now for your own information. She's an educational psychologist in both theory and practice. Oh, my God specially made you for the world and for all of us. She's a Christian mother, a counselor, and a professional teacher with integrity in capital letters and the fear of God for over 38 years now. Vice Chancellor, sir, I present to this August House in January, Professor and my teacher, my mentor, right from secondary school up till now. Even when I was acting Vice Chancellor, she was still part of what God helped me to do there. So I present to us Professor Eno Macaulay Ukpong for her lecture. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
The Vice Chancellor and Chairman of this occasion, members of the University Council here present, my Deputy Vice Chancellors, I meet protocol already. I'm not scared. I'm not scared. Her Excellency, my friend and sister, worked with the Deputy Governor of Prof. This is Omotunde Ibaresi. I know that the error will not get any punishment because of the person. You are welcome, man. Thank you. The University Librarian, members of the University Senate, Provost of the College of Medical Sciences, Chairman, Committee of Deans, Dean of Graduate School, Deans of Faculties, and Directors of Institutes, and the heads of departments, past inaugural lecturers, fellow professors, my past and current students, distinguished academics and administrators, my alumni family, my ASU family, my Lord spiritual and temporal, my brothers and sisters in Christ, distinguished guests, gentlemen of the praise, Malachites and Malabresses, ladies and gentlemen, it is with deep humility and gratitude to my God that I stand on this podium today to deliver the 91st inaugural lecture of University of Calabar on this first month of the year 2020. It is the first inaugural lecture in the new decade. Going down the memory lane, this is more than an inaugural lecture to me. The lady standing before you now as an inaugural lecturer is known and addressed as Professor Mrs. Eno Macaulay Ukpong. God planted me as a third child in a family which, though not affluent, was completely committed to the education of their children. My father was a primary school teacher, and my mother was a seamstress. It was not economically very easy for them to push 8 children through primary, secondary, and university education. However, help them from above. God showed up. In our family one day, my uncle just brought a form for secondary school entrance. That form was meant for my elder sister. But on arrival, my elder sister was already in secondary school. So the form was completed in my favor. And so I entered secondary school. My father was focusing on my siblings too. By the third year, it became difficult, and my teachers had known me. So by the 4th year, they got me an indigent scholarship. And so I completed my secondary education. While about to complete that, some people came to interview good students to start up higher school. And I was a science student, so I was privileged to be one of them. I was admitted. And I can't remember the day that I showed my admission letter to my father. His response, with excitement, I went, "Daddy, see, I've been given admission." And he said, "That is very good, but there is no money." So I can't forget the crying that ensued after that. And God was even on my side. What did the man do? He got me a teaching job in primary school. I stayed there for 10 months. I was paid 75. I was paid 75 naira a month. I was paid 75 naira a month. And I'm saying, you may not that figure. It is correct. 75 naira. And I saved almost everything every month because I wanted to go to school. At the end of the year or 10 months, I resigned. And then I was helped with another form for higher papers, A-level papers. And that was at the then Polytechnic Calabar. So I came over to the Polytechnic, all the money I had saved and the other ones I had, they were barely enough for the first year's school fees. But I paid and I survived, waiting for the holidays to work again so I can make money for the second year. But at the end of that first year, my elder brother sent me a form, admission into university, complete this form. I completed it. But at this time, I had to sit down and reassess my life and look at my goals again. And then knowing that I didn't have money, I just told myself, science will have to wait. Because I was made to understand that education was that where is education, they will pay. So I said science, I will be a science teacher. Let me leave your science alone. And so I put first choice, education science. Second choice, education science. The school I must go, I didn't mind. I said, whatever, I must go to school. And so I came into University of Calabar in 1976. Even the first fee was a trade to me in the university because I had no money. But my mother, in dead people who have ears, I honor you, Mom. My mother borrowed money from the church to pay my first school fees. In the university. So I started. I worked hard, fortunately. That same thing was okay. And so I quickly took the money, part of the money, and gave to my mother to return. And the rest I survived with. I had milk coupon, I had all those things, eating chicken every Saturday. Eating ice cream every Sunday, enjoying myself, but I didn't forget myself. It was not chicken, it was not ice cream that brought me to the university. I didn't forget myself. Please, if you, I don't know why it is not shown on that screen, the pretty lady standing there, that gown in my body, I call it a miracle gown. One day as I raised 2 nights to an matriculation, I came back to my room and saw on my table an envelope for your matriculation grades. Till the day I'm standing here, I don't know the source of that envelope. I just pray that whoever puts that envelope there, God will bless the person and provide for the person. My roommate took me to White Market jubilation. And I enjoyed every bit of it. It's a testimony one. And the completion of my 4 years in the university, God blessed me with the Foundation Scholarship Award. I went over to University of Ibadan immediately after my NYC to study. Came back and I was looking for a job. I didn't know the university had a place for me. I looked for a job, and those who wanted to enroll me in Ministry of Education, they go to the university and bring a testimonial. Go and bring a testimonial. So I came to the university to see the dean. And when the dean heard Inaugural come, he started screaming, where are you? Where have you been? We educated you and you disappeared. I'm very education. Go on, go to the registry, get a form for assumption of duty. I call this destiny. That destiny was still speaking for me. I got a form, started work with the university as assistant lecturer the next week. After 2 weeks, destiny knocked again. This one, it was Commonwealth Scholarship. I just saw a friend handling a form, a paper. I said, what is that paper for? Grace Warren, Professor Grace Warren. And Grace told me, it's Commonwealth Scholarship. I've never heard about it. I was like, this robot I want to talk about. I just moved like robot straight to the registry. Got a form, completed Commonwealth form. By the time we were invited, and we went and we were put up, I got scholarship. And those who knew all about the whole thing, some did not have. I call it destiny, and a blessed child, and a blessed child from the beginning. And I give him glory for everything. So I went, and the completion of my study, I came back to my alma mater, University of Calabar, where I have invested all my energy in life. And it's quite rewarding. God said, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. And before you came out of the womb, I called you, and I ordained you to be a prophet. He ordained me to be who I am today, and give glory to him. Thereafter, God helped me to move successfully through the ranks and files of the university to occupy my permanent seat in the University of Calabar Senate as a professor in the year 2000. Chairman, sir, I think this is the highest peak, is the apex that an academic can attain. Thank you, sir. So I have gone by the grace of God. Small, I had arrived. 2000, I arrived at place. Any other thing is by appointment. It's by hard work. I have done my part. I have attained where I should be. Malabite and Malabraces, all this thing I'm telling you, it's not that there were no hiccups, so I had my focus. It's not that there were no distractions, so it's not that no carrots were dangled before me for easy life. That I had chosen the hard way first. And that's why I wanted you, Malabites, to hear the story of your fellow Malabites. Malabites. I really enjoyed my stay in Inaugural as an undergraduate. Why? Because there was peace and freedom of movement. The one lesson I cannot forget I was taught is the lesson during the student orientation. It was entitled Freedom. Freedom with strings attached. Freedoms with strings attached. We may told that we are free, or we can do anything we like. but make sure your freedom does not infringe on other person's freedom. And you know that that is not really freedom, but it helped us. We were free to move in anytime, go to anywhere. Walk across the cemetery from Hall 1 to Calabar. We walk across even in the night, nobody molested us, no nothing. The story is different today. Am I correct? It is quite different today. We were supposed to be each other's keeper, but today that is not the same. Chairman, things have changed in the university, and as I quietly watch, I feel sad. On the 26th or 16th day of December, year 2018, it was a Sunday. I returned from my house from church, from communion. As I drove into the compound and came out of my car, 3 men came. And I just looked and said, "Who are you?" And they said, "Hand over the key." So they dragged me. I didn't want to leave the key. They dragged me, took the key, and drove the car away. I was crying. But when they left the car, I said, "What is happening? These people waited for me. It means they know me. Why didn't they respect or pity my gradient? Why? It means they know me. So why didn't they respect?" Somebody told me, "Madam, before these people come out, they are already taking things. And those things will make them," I want to use the biblical language, "those things make them see men as truth. Even if you are their daddy or mother, when they take that thing, they see you as a truth." One of the robbers caught, but by the grace of God, within 40 minutes, my car came back to me because I was upon labor. My car came back to me. And one of the robbers caught said he's a student of a nearby tertiary institution, at least not the University of Calabar. That one said it's nearby. I said, "Fine, no problem." My body increased. For the quality of students and the quality of education we are giving, it appears that rather than graduates who are worthy in character and learning, universities are dispensing recognition to the society. Is this what it should be? In education we are given to is the education we are giving to this generation of learners really impactful positively on them? It's time to think. Most of us are lecturers, most of us are students, not parents. Now it's time to think. It's time to think. The students might have come to the university just to answer undergraduate and obtain degrees for better jobs. Just that. Is education not more than that? The National Policy on Education in the Statement of Aims clearly indicates that education is to help children grow into productive citizens, use their knowledge, talents, and learnings to transform human lives. University cannot afford to produce and dispense men who are insensitive, self-centered, mechanical, robotic men who care nothing about the welfare of other people. When it is good for them, it is fine. The focus of the lecture today is all these ones we are doing. All these ones we sweat, we supervise, we teach, We have intellectual activities as we are doing now. What is the aim? Have we actually achieved purpose? What are the aims of education? What are we here for? What generation are we building for tomorrow? Who are those who are going to teach my grandchildren? Even from what we are seeing today, what is the university, what is the society going to be tomorrow in 5 years' time? By the time we address these questions, I think there will be need to sit up and know that we are not just expected to train the mechanical man. We are expected to train human beings. As I have already mentioned to you, I am a professional teacher. So the sequence of my inaugural lecture is professional. Don't be afraid. I will fast and we will arrive. The topic of our lesson today is robots. If we read it together, the topic for the lesson today is robots from home. A call for affective education. Hold on to that again. Thank you very much. The aim of our study is to help people develop the right attitude to themselves and to fellow human beings. The specific objectives. At the end of this lecture, all of you, my students, at the end of this lecture, you participants will be able to identify your own affective status. I hope none of us is one of the robots we are trying to drive out of school. It reminds me, permit me to share a story with you. A man attended a function like this with a wife. It was crowded. The man sat at the center, not near the aisles. And the wife was praying. So the man took the wife out to ease herself. And the man was fearing, how will I identify my sitting position when I come back? And so as they moved to the end of the aisle, the man deliberately stepped on the toe of the man who sat by the aisles. And they went and didn't say sorry or anything. By the time they returned, and they were looking very busy, they arrived at that particular place. This man was so annoyed. Got up and said, "You stepped on my toe. You stepped and you didn't even say sorry." And the man turned and told the wife, "Darling, this is really sad." And they were looking there and robotish men who don't care that about the feeling of the other person. When it's good for them, it is fine. They don't care what happens to others. Be aware of the roles that they can play. You can play to reduce antisocial activities in the school and in the society. Learn ways to accommodate affective development in your lesson in the classroom. The notes you are writing should not just be mechanical. The lecture notes, it should be such that can stay of some good virtues, irrespective of the course you are teaching. Identify strategies to create favorable learning environments on campus and be better parents. My entry behavior is sufficiently You can stop there. First day in school. Send your child to school to study. First day you drop the child and leave. That is a welcome by the old students. Robotish men. They are in school, in secondary school, tertiary institutions, wherever you find them. And if you don't want that, if I don't want that to happen to my grandchild tomorrow, then I need to do something about it today. The Oxford Dictionary of English defines robots as a machine that can do some tasks that a human can do and that works automatically or is controlled by sensors. Some of us seated here, we have seen robots physically. Many others have only read about robots and watched their activities in cartoons, films, videos, and so on. Robots can do any activity like human beings. They can perform household chores, operate machines in factories, assist in criminality. In fact, robots can serve as sex partners. You read about this, you know about them. And can even imagine some robots do even sophisticated things like men. They discuss with men and so on. But one thing remains sure. Robots are not men. What am I saying? They are not human beings, no matter what they resemble. So if these are the things you can do, just the mechanical, that you don't have the affective component of you well developed, you know the name to call yourself. Well, the activities are mechanical, I have said that. What is affective education? Affective education, which is what we are here to promote today, sometimes referred to as humanistic education, is a psychological curriculum designed to improve on people's understanding of the emotional and social behaviors. It can also help one alter behaviors of other people. If you have a sound, if your domain, your affective domain is well developed, you can alter another person's behavior without having to teach or shout or do anything. Because your action, your behavior will suit the other person's behavior. Affective education focuses on developing students' belief system, emotions, attitudes. I will come back to this later. There is need to understand what education is before we go back to that. Education. What is education? Before that, I want to bring up education and school and make the clear difference that there is a difference between the two. There is a difference between education and school. One can go through school without being educated. Am I correct? That's the problem we are having today. So many have passed through school without being educated. School is just the environment that makes it convenient for learning, conducive, comfortable, and it's a miniature society where students, administrators, and so on. To me, a school is a man-making, character-molding factory with education as the tool or the instrument. The word education has a very wide connotation, meaning you can't define education with one word, but it is the combination of fact, experiences, and thoughts that are gained over lifetime. Education is a useful part of learning, which prepares one to live effectively and efficiently in his or her environment. Education can be formal, in which case it's availed outside structures. It is availed outside a structured curriculum and formal education where knowledge is impacted and acquired legitimately based on specified curriculum. Formal education, I think I have talked about this. The concept of education goes beyond the mastery of particular skills. It is the transformation of a total man for usefulness to self and the society. For an overall education, development of a man and the entire community, education is a must. If education fails, the society has failed. So we must sit up if we find ourselves in the education profession. It is the pivot on which human socialization, social integration, and social placement and innovation rest. Education has power to inculcate into children the norms, values, skills required to be productive, responsible, and patriotic citizens. It helps people become aware of themselves and the environment, open doors to good job opportunities, shape savvy beliefs and moral values through systematic inculcation of knowledge. Deriving from therefore, an educated person should be intellectually curious, a creative thinker, principled, and humble. At the roundabout, just there in front of the university, you see that big lamp. There is a big lantern at the roundabout facing the university. What is it for? Represents light on top of books. Education is light. Education should bring light. Education should illuminate. Education should show the pathway. But what happens in the university? The university is pursuing old boys. University is pursuing killers, those who are killing, who get into the classroom to shoot the lecturer, who get somewhere, snatch laptops, snatch phone cells. We have never, I am very sure of this, Mr. Vice Chancellor, we don't have a course in the university where we teach our children how to snatch laptops. We don't have a course on how to shoot and kill or to maim a fellow person. That is where there is supposed to be light, but there is darkness. Something has gone wrong with the education system, and we have to look at this monster which has caused us to produce robots rather than seasoned people. Something has gone wrong, and we need to look into that. Education should be a positive influence. With the increasing number of schools where education is formally provided at different levels, one would have expected a wide range of positive outcomes, such as good health, higher social trust, lower political cynicism, and less hostile attitudes towards fellow men inside school and its environment. But that is not the case. That is not the case. Are we really producing people? Are we graduating students who are worthy in learning and character? You know, each time we gather there, they say final year students and they lined up and they say these ones have been found worthy in learning and in character, and the degree is conferred on them. If they are worthy in character, why are we having all these problems in the society? Mr. Vice Chancellor, please, there are some suggestions that I want to make. You know, in the academic setting, we don't pass students in the exams just because they are past grades for 1 year. In academic, we assess you, we teach you, and then we assess you properly. And we said, yes, pass now. GPA, CGPA is up to this, he has got this, is qualified to pass. How do we assess character? We don't graduate just anybody. You qualified learning, fine, based on learning, because we can assess. Based on character, how do we do this? And it is my submission this evening, sir. I have two submissions to make. That either our phrase in statistics, test and measurement, and others, we come together and we brainstorm on how to assess students' characters before we convey the degrees. Or we cut it off and say these ones are worthy, not worthy in learning, and let them go. It sounds good. It sounds good when we say worthy character and learning. And I would like us to sustain that. That we need to do some work. Education and the educated man. The effective, for you to be an educated man, this person, Blue, came up with a taxonomy that has the psychomotor. It has a psychomotor, it has the affective, it has the cognitive. We have labeled educating the psychomotor and the cognitive. And we know how to measure. But the affective domain is suffering, and we want to pay attention to that. I will not read all my slides. I'm talking about the cognitive domain. It is the mental processes of acquiring knowledge. You can be a very brilliant student. Yes, I have what is that, first class. You are very, very brilliant, but character-wise, zero. Knowledge, comprehension, apprehension, and so on and so forth. And then psychomotor domain, you can do all the gymnastics. This one is very easy. Even if the teacher walks to the class and teaches the thing mechanically and walks and goes out, believe me, a student can stand out and copy the box with the face and all the mincing and all the things accurately. It doesn't take anything. By the time we keep spending time training the psychomotor, training the cognitive at the expense of affective, sir, we will have more mature men. Muslim wives are like this. Cognitive, right. They know how to be smart at committing crimes. We need to go back and train the affective domain. That is where the moral component is. That is where the human component is. That is where empathy is. That is where altruism is. That is where loving others is. We need to go back to that. I cannot forget the story of the Good Samaritan. Taught in primary school. If you are a Christian, you will remember that. Until today, it still tells me it is good to help people. It is good to do good. We must go back to that. Our affective domain of learning makes human. Makes what human or robot. If you don't train it, we are robots. If we train it, we are human. It is the affective domain that buttresses the fact that man is not a machine. He has feelings, emotions, and attitudes which make him human. Can receive, can pick up another person's. In fact, in summary, it is called emotional intelligence. Can pick up another person's feeling and act the way to help that person. Affective development in the affective domain is mostly associated with social behavior. In a number of studies, it has been associated with moral character, development, motivation, performance appraisal, reasoning, problem solving, etc. And the affective domain describes the way people react emotionally. This makes man not just a walking machine, not just robotics. I don't know whether you have ever watched a robot. There are so many robots on campus. I'm not saying go out and call people robots. I'm not saying that. But I can tell you, give you a language that will help you. If somebody behaves in a way that the person behaves, don't say you are a robot. Tell the person that behavior is robotish. The person will sit down and think about what is robotish behavior. What is it? And that person who doesn't want to be good, next time the person will behave well, because he doesn't want his or her behavior to be robotish. But please, so don't call anybody robot. But we have so many robots on campus. The ones who will see and they're coming up that stairs and they are walking straight until they meet the elder and expect the elder to give way for them to pass. They are all over. They are not robots. Their behaviors are robotish. Well, affective education aims at developing the following: the ability to discern and understand other emotions. I want to tell you that the best method to teach affective education is modeling. The best method to teach affective education is modeling. If you are a teacher and you are addressing zero, you do all the things we hear about in the university, we cover, we don't want to say them. Then you cannot expect darkness to produce light. You have to show with example. Affective education aims at developing the ability to use the vocabulary of emotion and expression. When somebody calls you on a phone, somebody takes time, has something to call you on a phone. Instead of you to say, yes, who am I speaking with? You say, who is this? Who is this? I mean, robotish.